Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this amendment would require parental consent before a child can meet with the chaplain on campus. This session has been all about parental rights, so this would just ensure that parents are protected in this process, and before they meet with a school chaplain, they would have to receive that parental consent.
Ms. Hinojosa, for purpose.
Will the gentleman yield for questions?
The gentleman yield for questions.
Yes, I
Gentleman
yield.
yields.
Thank you. Appreciate your amendment about parental consent. We know, especially when it comes to religion, we should defer to parents for that permission when it comes to having that kind of access to our kids. Is that the aim of your amendment?
Yes, that's what I believe. I think that's what most members of the body believe.
Another part to your amendment that I really appreciate is the standards for conduct for a chaplain. We want to ensure that all faiths are appreciated and welcomed by this chaplain who stands in a position of authority in our schools, and that chaplain refrains from proselytizing or imposing the chaplain's values or beliefs or religion on a student. That's what your amendment says. Isn't that correct?
That's right. This amendment does not gut this bill. This amendment does not undermine this bill. All we're trying to do is add some belts and suspenders to this bill and make sure there are appropriate guardrails to protect our students. Like with many things, we require parental consent before a child can participate in a program or meet with a certain adult on campus. We're just applying those same guardrails to this legislation.
I appreciate those guardrails, especially because one of the groups that came before our committee that was pushing for this bill was a group that has as its stated purpose to enhance, quote, his presence by infiltrating the system and supporting Christians functioning and operating inside the school system, which I believe to be unconstitutional and not appreciated as a parent, that our schools would be indoctrinating our kids on any kind of religion. And so I appreciate that. The second part that I have seen of this organization that's pushing this bill, it says from their profile on their website, the strategy is simple: leverage one of the largest networks on the earth, the existing school system, and utilize government funding along with your donation to teach Jesus in the classroom. That's unconstitutional, isn't it, Representative Talarico?
I believe it is, and I think we should all be concerned with any organization whose stated purpose is to infiltrate our public schools. Like many of you, I believe education should be about just that, education, and not indoctrination. I move adoption.